Welcome to New to the Street, Exploring the Block. I'm your host, Janet Alvarez, joined today by a very special guest, Pedro Vidal, who is the Chief Relationship Officer of Floki. Pedro, welcome to our show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Pedro, first, for our audience who isn't yet familiar with Floki, tell us about your company. Tell us about your blockchain protocol.
Well, Floki is a community-driven project on the blockchain. And one of the things that we do and we strive for is we want to make sure that we make the blockchain experience easier for individuals, whether today's day one in blockchain or you've been a seasoned vet. So our community is heavily focused on being engaged in the decision-making process. So we designed an ecosystem with many different products and services that can make the transition a lot easier for individuals that want to get into blockchain. But for those that are already in the industry, we make sure that they have robust tools so that they could be successful.
So tell us about some of the utilities, some of the projects within Floki. What is Floki comprised?
So with Floki, we have several ecosystem products. While many projects in blockchain, they're very much like a one-trick pony, and what they do very well, and they stay within that silo. We wanted to be different. So we pride ourselves in being the world's first in many respects. We're actually the world's first CTO, which is a community takeover where the community rallies and provides leadership and structure and guidance to the project. So very early on, we wanted to fix some of the problems that were plaguing the blockchain, specifically blockchain gaming. So our first utility product was Valhalla, which is an MMORPG game that you could play right now. It's browser-based. And mainnet launch is actually June 30th. But
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're super excited. And it's taking years to be able to bring to market. But we needed to fix some of the problems plaguing blockchain gaming, which had to do with unsustainable economy and a lack of robust play-to-earn mechanics. So we've been able to fix that. And infrastructure-wise, this is the largest game ever designed for blockchain gaming. So we're very excited, but it takes years to develop. So we wanted to make sure that we could look at other individual silos. So we got into DeFi and we were able to create and launch the largest innovative token locker solution and DeFi protocol, which is our Flokify token locker. So you have the immediate utility to be able to lock your LP and other assets. It's the only token locker solution of its kind that adheres to the ERC 1155 standard. And for the audience, which I know is like very, very like well-versed, and if they're not, I'll explain that it's easier for you to be able to lock your assets with ERC 1155. You don't have to pay multiple fees. So we had developers in mind, and for those that want to launch their projects, that they could keep their assets safe for their community. And then we started getting into the GameFi, creating Valhalla. But then we transcended and getting other tools like the Floki trading bot, which just crossed over 173 million in total volume. We're very, very excited about that. But we wanted to make sure that we would also get into tokenization. So while everyone was talking about tokenization at the end of 2023, we just recently launched our RWA tokenization platform.
So I wanted to ask you about that. We've heard a lot about utility-based projects, utility-based ecosystems. What are they and how is yours utility-based?
So essentially, you have some projects that are just a currency, right? And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, right? There's a beautiful thing about blockchain is it's technically like the wild, wild west in many respects. But with a utility product and a utility token, you have an ecosystem within a project. And then that token, in this case, would be the Floki token, is used to be able to power individual products and services. So if you're looking at our Flokify token locker, Floki is the utility token there. When we're looking at Valhalla, the Floki is going to play an instrumental role. So and sometimes people get lost in the weeds a little bit on what utility really means because it's a buzzword right now. Every project wants to have utility, but do they show it? Many do not. And while many of the claims and words that I say now, are objective truths, I think that the audience should also know that the GMAC just published a report at the end of last year, specifically on utility tokens, and they cited Floki third on the list of the perfect example behind ETH and Avalanche, which is a wonderful list to be on.
So talk to us about the gaming experience on Floki and Valhalla. Tell us more about that. Where did the idea surge from?
So many meme projects have like an individual identity that's created based on like the logo that they utilize. So the trajectory of Floki is a little different where the traditional paradigm is that you have a developer, they create a project and then they bring that project to market. Now they find the community to be able to rally and then move forward. It wasn't like that with Floki. It started that way, but things changed. So the original developer of Floki essentially like rug pulled the project and left the project in dire straits. The second developer did the same. So the community was, unfortunately put in a situation where it could have been like many of the other projects that are now in the blockchain graveyard. But instead of looking at it as a doom and gloom situation, we had an opportunity to seize the moment and control our own identity. So the community created the world's first community takeover, and now that's where we are. So we're obviously a Viking-themed Shiba Inu dog. It was created out of a social media post. Initially, like Elon Musk stated, oh, if I'm going to buy a Shiba Inu, and when I do, I'm going to name it Floki, which is how we got that identity. But very quickly after the CTO started to be engaged, we wanted to make sure that we were going to not be like every other meme project, which doesn't have a need for utility. And that's fine. There's plenty of pie to go around, but we wanted to be different. We wanted to show the next generation in meme coin evolution, which was a meme inspired and born project that focuses heavily on utility. And that's where we've been. So Valhalla is obviously a Viking themed game where we've incorporated some of the best elements of very popular games from around the world that have been quite successful, but we made it into the blockchain space. So you have an entire metaverse where you could enjoy, walk around, interact with different community members, do all these different tasks. But there's also a battle arena turn-based component.
How cool.
It's super, super exciting. And this is truly is only the beginning. And there's something in it for everyone.
Charity, of course, also immensely important to Floki.
Correct.
Tell us about the role charity plays in your protocol.
So one of the things that we see in blockchain is that as a project's platform grows, they steer away from some of the ethos that got them there. Well, for us, we're governed by three pillars, and it's utility, community, and charity. So charity is absolutely something that's very, very important to us. And while some folks just talk about it, we live it. So we've been able to build 4 schools already around the world. Thank you so much. And it was in Ghana, Laos, Nigeria, and Guatemala. And we're very happy to help communities that want to improve the conditions for their actually having a safe, educational platform for their community. So we want to take part of it. But we also respond to disaster relief. There was a devastating earthquake in Turkey a couple of years ago, and we were able to raise, well over $1 million per those efforts.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're very excited about it, but it's a true commitment where we want to build one school in every underdeveloped nation in the world. And right now we're starting with one school in every continent. And the idea is not to use that as a marketing ploy. The idea is to set the standard that if you're going to play in the blockchain space and you have a massive platform, you need to get back to communities. The communities may not look like you and the communities may not speak your language, but we need to do more in blockchain to get back to communities that need it.
And it creates a larger global community for blockchain as well.
Correct.
Pedro, tell us, what is next for Floki? What excites you most about the future of the protocol?
Wow, what excites me most? That's an amazing question. To be honest, there's really no telling how far we can go. And if you were to look through the lens of what makes Floki so special, is that we don't put any limits to what we do, right? And we've picked certain industries that are prime for growth in the next couple of years. So whether it's GameFi, gaming is larger than the movie and music industry combined. Blockchain gaming is a natural evolution of the gaming space. So we're definitely going to do a lot more within gaming. There will be a mobile version of Valhalla when it comes out. It's launching on June 30th, and the audience could absolutely partake and go to valhalla.game and see that for themselves. But we're also in the DeFi space, which is absolutely exploding right now. Tokenization is obviously one of the big buzzwords that people are talking about, but while they're talking and designing their platform, ours is available today. And as I stated earlier, we pride ourselves in being the world's first. And one of the things that we've done is we actually tokenized the first AI robot, and it's never been done before. Incredible. And yeah, thank you. So when we decide to work hard, it's not because we're chasing green candles, right? It's because we need to provide for our community and make sure that they know that they're well represented. So I see us doing a lot more. We just launched our trading bot. We just launched a direct competition to Linktree with our Floki Hub. We have Floki domain name service. But one of the things that I'm really, really excited about is the education component. We have University of Floki, which is a platform that's going to provide financial literacy and digital security, plus a robust crypto education platform. We need to educate those that are getting into blockchain so they don't make the critical mistakes that many of us, including myself, have done. what are we going to do with this platform? Says everything about us. And if we don't use it to provide some goodwill and let people be in charge of their own personal finances, then what are we doing it for?
Pedro, that is all not only fascinating, but also heartwarming. You're doing well by doing good, which is the ambition of all of us. Pedro, if we want to learn more about Floki, if we want to learn more about the ecosystem, become involved with it, how do we get started?
I think a good place to start would probably be our website, since it captures, like all our socials on there, and that's, Floki.com. And from there, you'll be able to see all our different ecosystem products. And obviously follow us on X or on our socials at Real Floki Inu, and you'll be able to see everything that we're working on. Again, right, we're not like many other projects that they'll have one individual update or catalyst within a quarter. We have 3 or 4 things to potentially drop within the week, because we set the standard that doing okay is not enough, right? And we have to continue to excel. We have to continue to innovate, but above all, we need to preserve the integrity of what got us here, and make sure that we lead blockchain better than what we found it.
Pedro Vidal, congratulations on all of your successes and Godspeed ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on New to the Street, Exploring the Block, where we bring you the latest in the worlds of blockchain and cryptocurrency. I'm Janet Alvarez, your host. It's been an honor to speak with you today.